Okay, working a bit more into this. I've just added a brown line. The brown was made with indigo blue and burnt sienna, and I've kind of worked it like this, taking my brush and just going back and forth as I'm going down the way. I'll make another one here. Sometimes you can just dot it on and then drag it across. And if that's, again, I get the water out of my brush, I blot my brush and blend. Okay, now the foreground here, there's a pretty good size area here of green. Now that's really too intense. So I'm just going to take that and blend it in. It'll get used. So I'm going to kind of dilute that a little bit, add a little bit of blue to tone it down, and kind of create this next little patch area. I need to get a little bit darker with that. And again, because it's going to work its way into another little area, I'm trying to keep the edge really rough because it'll look more like growth. And then I need to kind of blend this a little and then get this, somehow it's got to get a little bit darker towards this bottom area. So because it's wet right now, I can just kind of dab paint on and it's going to give me an effect that I want. And then now I'm getting a line right here. So we're going to have to work on that. It's probably better to let that dry first and then work on it. I'll just continue this across here. And this kind of gets pretty dark green back in here. Again, keeping that front edge nice and rough. And like I said, you can work around these areas of foreground foliage a little bit. Okay, that line is a little too intense, so I'm going to take some of this lighter green and just kind of blend it in. Take some of the yellow, put it back here. So you just start to build up something that kind of is nondescript. And you just keep working at it until you feel like it's believable. And you can put a few horizontal lines and just give it a rough effect like you would see in the background. And that point of your brush is going to be very helpful when you want to kind of feather it out into nothingness, because it just helps to kind of keep that roughness and that feeling of you don't really know how you're getting it. And then if it gets to be looking a little bit too like the same kind of marks, you're getting a pattern, then all you have to do is take just the water in your brush that you've blotted and just run over it, and it kind of blends it enough that it looks more like a background.